Hey everybody, what is up? Long time no see. I know it's been a really long time since I've sat down to film a video, so I hope that I don't sound super awkward and rambly or anything like that. I've got a different setup going on here. I'm still kind of figuring out some of the kinks here because, you know, before I filmed with my camera on my dresser, and so I could put all the books I was going to pull from on my dresser and then, you know, kind of set them off to the side. I don't have anything like that around me. My apartment is not very well lit, so I had to kind of find the best spot for lighting and where I could put my little tiny tripod and sit and film that wasn't like a super cluttered background. We moved in here, it'll be a year in August. And our second bedroom is still an absolute mess. So this room specifically is a mess. I had to close this door here so that you don't see any mess behind me. To top it all off, my tripod broke a few weeks ago, so I had to kind of find a way that I could put my teeny tiny tripod somewhere so that it would be a good angle for me. It's super far away from here right now, which is not ideal, and I don't have, you know, anything around me to put my stuff on, so it's like all kind of on the ground next to me, but I'm gonna try to figure out some kind of better setup. Right now you're actually sitting on my bookshelf, fun fact, which is still not organized. So this is what I have to deal with for the time being until I can replace my tripod and until we can organize this room, because it's been a while and we haven't done it yet. So I'm sorry you kind of have to look at a boring white background here, but this is the best I could do for the time being. So yeah, there's that. So I am going to just talk about what's on my reading list for April. Essentially a TBR, but there are a couple books on this list that I have literally been trying to read for between a year and like 4 months. It's a bit of an ambitious list, but these are the books that I am going to attempt to get myself to read this month. I've been thinking about books more often, so I'm feeling more like I want to reach for them. I haven't actually gotten to the point where I sit down and then I actually pick it up. Every time I sit down and I'm bored, I think about it, and so I'm kind of like, okay, it's a step in the right direction. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of talk to you guys about what's on my reading list for April. Okay, so I moved closer to the camera because I felt like I was too far away from you guys and from my camera, and that was stressing me out. So these first two are the ones that I've been trying to read for a while. The first one that I have here is All Broke Down by Cora Carmack. This is a new adult novel that I've been trying to read since, I think, summer of 2016, I think. So it's been almost a year that I've been trying to read this, and I'm on page 141. I mean, it's not that I'm not enjoying it, I'm still in a reading slump that I've been in since whenever the last time I really was making videos. And there are so many cool books that I see on my list that I want to read, but it's been a struggle. I'm busy. I don't live at home anymore. I have a full-time job and I live with my boyfriend. So I've been kind of trying to figure out all these changes in my life. So have not had time. Not had time to read, not had time to do YouTube, not really had the resources to do YouTube with the broken tripod and the crappy lighting in my apartment. But all those excuses aside, we're talking about books now. So this one I've been trying to read for a little while. I'm enjoying it so far, but I'm not like in love with this character. Everyone says that I will become in love with this character as it goes on, but we'll see. The next thing I have on here, you guys are so gonna laugh at me, but it's 50 Shades of Grey. I tried to read this like my sophomore year of college, and I got a little of the ways in, and I really just wasn't enjoying it. I thought maybe it was because I maybe was too immature for like sex scenes in books. I read them all the time now, and I still am not really a fan of this, so I don't know. I got all the way to chapter 8, I think, the last time I tried to read this, and I'm on chapter 6 now, and I really think the writing is awful. So I'm like, it's really difficult because I know it's Twilight fanfiction, so I just like see all the similarities in my head, and it's just more comedic to me, and I'm just very annoyed with the main character, and I'm just not feeling it. But my mom and my sister both say you have to get past it because the rest of the series is really good. I have no clue if I'll end up finishing this or not. I am gonna try, but I'm not interested in it like at all. I know a lot of people really like this, so I want to try, but again, if it's boring me, then I'm already in a reading slump. I'm not going to be making an effort to read it if it's already boring me. Next few that I have on here are young adult books. You guys know that I've kind of more been reading new adult in the past you know, well, towards the tail end of the videos I was doing on my channel. And I mean, I was still reading young adult, but it was, you know, primarily new adult because I had just discovered the genre and I was super interested in it. I've, for whatever reason, really been craving reading the young adult, like, fantasy and dystopian books that I was loving when I first started my channel. So I've got a few here. There's one that really stuck out in my mind that I wanted to pick up recently, and that is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I don't remember how her name was being pronounced. I haven't watched a booktube video in forever. We'll get to that in a second. I snagged this from the bookstore recently because I had been really like feeling like reading it, and I'm so bummed because they didn't have the hardcover of this one, and I really wanted the hardcover, but it's not like the soft paperback, whatever it's called. It's not like it's not nice. I feel like it'll be easy to read because it's kind of on the floppy side. I've read Throne of Glass and I've read The Assassin's Blade, and I think I did a review on The Assassin's Blade, but I don't know that I actually ended up posting it. It was really long and rambly, so I don't think I ended up posting it. But I know I've talked about The Assassin's Blade on my channel. So Throne of Glass, I was not thrilled with. I mean, it wasn't a bad book. I think I gave it like 3.5 stars, but I just kind of felt meh. You know, I wasn't super into it, but I did like it. I enjoyed it, and I mean, I finished it in a few days. I read it in college, I think my last year. Yes, it was my last year of college, and I was not like in love with the love triangle, which I know that, you know, stories like that are not supposed to be all about the love triangle, but I mean, if you like romance and you're invested in a novel, then that is kind of important in a series, I think, or in a book, I think. I was not super in love with it. I'm not in love with the main guy that everyone kind of wants her to be with. Surprise, surprise, the one that I like is the, you know, muscular guard type. I mean, shocking, that's the one I like, and that's not really the popular opinion. And I know that more love interests come into the story throughout the series. That is one thing that I do know. And I have been spoiled about some things, not necessarily specific things that happen in the next few books, but just like themes, I suppose, with different characters that I'm not like super in love with. So I was just very hesitant to pick this book up. If I can't latch on to, you know, the supporting characters and love interests, then it's not something that I'm really going to be interested in for the rest of the series. I really love romance. It's my favorite genre. It's my favorite kind of thing in a book. Obviously the story has to be good too, but I really am picky about romance. So if I can't latch onto that, then it drives me nuts, and I don't really connect with the characters as much. So I was a little bit hesitant to pick this up, but then I read The Assassin's Blade, and I loved that. And if you don't know, that's like the prequel book / novellas that come before Throne of Glass. I feel like I got to know a lot more of Celaena's character and why she is the way that she is. It was heartbreaking because I love the main guy in that book. If you've read Throne of Glass, then you know kind of like what happens at the end of The Assassin's Blade. So it was honestly really heartbreaking for me, but I feel like that was almost like made it touch me a little bit more. So I decided that I wanted to give Crown of Midnight another chance. Not another chance, but a chance, because originally I was like, I don't think I want to move forward. For whatever reason, this book and this series has been the one that's like kind of sticking out in my brain when I go on drives and I have like the urge to pick up a book when I get home or go to the bookstore and pick up a book. This is the one that's been standing out in my mind. So I'm really excited. Long story short, whole long spiel about Throne of Glass. That's why I picked this one up. So this one is the one that I will probably end up starting tonight if I end up picking up a book, hopefully, fingers crossed. Next I have here is Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken. This is the second book in the Darkest Minds trilogy, and I loved The Darkest Minds so much. My reading slump happened before I could really pick this and the rest of the series up, but this has been another one that's been really sticking out in my mind that I want to pick up and continue. Oh, the kitty's in here. Hey, Vex. He's like rubbing himself all over my legs.
What was I saying? What was I saying? I don't remember.
But this is another one of the ones that's really been standing out in my brain when I'm kind of going on drives and listening to music and letting my mind wander. It's kind of on the thicker side, so I'm not sure how this one will go, especially if the reading slump is still real. I don't want to read it when I'm in a reading slump because I won't love it as much, but it might also bring me out of the reading slump. I really want to finish this series. Emma Books made a video a while back. I honestly have no idea what it was even about. I think it was called like Sex in Books, or it was about sex in YA and literature and all that stuff. And she mentioned these books, and I just realized that there are so many books that I consider my favorites, and I haven't even finished the series. I've only read the first book. And this is one of them. I really would like to get back into this world. I'm like really feeling into this one. And then the last one that I have on here is Sentinel by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 5th book in the Half-Blood or the Covenant series or whatever. This is the book series that's like very, very, very similar to Vampire Academy, and some people hate it for that reason because they think it's a blatant copy. I like it for that reason because it's similar to Vampire Academy, and honestly I wish I had found this series sooner after I finished Vampire Academy because I would have kind of gotten a similar feel, and I mean I feel like it's different enough where it's not the same thing, but I don't think it's as good as Vampire Academy in any way, shape, or form. I just would have been nicer to know about this after I finished Vampire Academy because I was really craving something like this. I usually fly through these pretty quick, and I'm not super interested in reading this one, but I am interested enough. They're easy reads, so I feel like, you know, if I can start crossing some series off of my to finish list, that would be lovely because I literally only have one left for this one, so I want to try to knock this one out. It's not too long, it's kind of on the short side, so I feel like it'll be easy to just kind of breeze through. I say that now, but like then it's difficult for me to breeze through a new adult series by one of my favorite authors that I'm like really excited about, so you know, you can't really ever trust anything. So yeah guys, that is everything that I wanted to talk about today. Only 5 books, which is, you know, I haven't even been reading 1 book a month, so it is a lot for me, but they're books that I have on my reading list for April, and if I have to kind of bleed into May, which will be one of the busiest months for me, then so be it. I have kind of a small but running reading list for the next few months on my computer that includes a couple different books that I didn't include in this TBR. I'm going to be kind of pulling from those in the next couple of months. I was at Barnes & Noble recently, and I was just kind of looking at some of the books in the in the young adult section. A lot of them were standing out to me, but I figured I would start slow instead of buying like a ton of books that I'm not going to be able to get to soon because I don't know how long my reading slump will be happening. Last time I was in a reading slump, it was for like several years, so my reading slumps aren't short spurts, they're long spurts. So I'm hoping that I'm getting towards the tail end of it now that I'm kind of getting a better feel for the kind of time I have and my schedule and stuff. So I hope that this video is not too long. I see right now on my camera that it's 18 minutes. I'm really hoping that I'm able to kind of get back into some of this stuff. I've been recently kind of rediscovering my love for old hobbies. I went makeup shopping like several times this past week because I saw a video by Tiffany D actually. It was a throwback MAC haul and tutorial, and for whatever reason that just sold me. I've just been like looking online at all the new stuff. I've been watching beauty videos again. I've been watching a couple of book videos recently, and today I just have been like on a book video like rampage on YouTube and like catching up on all the new stuff and how far some series are that I've kind of lost touch with. We'll see how the next couple of months shape out. I really hope to kind of be a little bit more consistent on this channel, but if I'm not reading, I really can't be. So I'm really hoping to keep going. I'm not going to make any promises, but I do really hope to kind of start this channel back up and get back into reading, and this is something that I used to really love that made me really happy. So we'll kind of see how it goes, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions for me, just leave them in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye everyone!